Usually I do this with my coffee. Today is water. I am less than 2 weeks out from my next race for gravel 50K in the first, May 7th, I believe, Sunday. That's a little less than 2 weeks out. The road bike has been put back onto the trainer. Similar geometry to my gravel bike. The reason the gravel bike's not on the trainer is because I don't have a matching cassette for it. Plus, I'm going to try to ride it here and there outside as well, because big difference with gravel cycling that is less impactful for triathlon and road cycling is the handling skills and kind of reacquainting oneself with single track and loose gravel, rock, all the things that probably gonna see, sand, that sort of thing on this ride. So there'll be a little bit when I can squeeze it in with weather time out on the gravel bike outside. Two things about that. Really important to, as I said, revisit those handling skills, but it's very difficult to maintain that higher level bike fitness because doing intervals outdoors is far trickier than doing them on the trainer. So I tend to do kind of a hybrid approach when I'm getting ready for that gravel race. Oh my goodness. You know you're dead when you're feeling cool down. We'll go up here to that ATP. There's nationals. I lost a lot of fitness. See that? My actual CTL score is 63 now. And when I started to taper, I was at 73. So I lost 10 CTL points. If I push the limit, I can make that up in 3 weeks. Yeah, you heard me right. 3 weeks. This is why people get so obsessive about that number. But the thing is, if you don't give yourself adequate taper for a peak race like that, you're gonna race flat. I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of insight on how I'm gonna tackle this next little training block here. Quite a bit of base work again. Looks a lot like winter. Some speed work sandwiched in there, but back to that 80% at low intensity and 20% at high intensity. There's about 10 and a half hours of scheduled training time. That does not include my physical therapy, which I will be resuming today. The weeks required a little bit of flexibility. Wednesday I had another blood draw that was fasted. And then I had to skip my dose of medication. So I decided it was prudent to not train on Thursday. And I mean, there's a lot going on. There always is when I travel. Like, I'm just having to get a lot of makeup stuff done. So Thursday was a rest day instead of a typical swim and run. And I've moved that to Friday. Today I'll try to pick up as if things were back on task. Try to pick up the pieces the rest of the week. We have a nice sunny morning and then rain and wind expected this afternoon. So it's going to be to my advantage to get my outdoor training done this morning. excited. You know why? I don't think I've ever started a race season with an outdoor group ride so late in the 10 years I've been coaching. 11 now, actually. But yeah, today will be the first time that I'm gonna get to meet a few folks on my bicycle. Very polite driver, man. That's a rarity. Last week. Yeah. Good job. Well, that was a day that wasn't expected. Ripped the long cage off my rear derailleur today while out riding gravel bike. I think we were 10 miles out. Bike locked up, went sideways. I didn't go down. Praise the Lord. But my bike's gonna need a fair amount of surgery. Yeah, chain dropped down behind the cassette, got pinned. The cage went all the way forward into the front derailleur, and then the bike wouldn't even roll with the rear wheel on there. So I had to take the rear wheel off, fish the chain out from behind the cassette, and then carry the bike. Well, I hiked a bike, I don't know, probably walked about 3 miles, and Chris rode back, got his truck, plucked us up off the road, but that entailed close to 4 hours of time for 10 miles. Not awesome. But I'm alive, and I didn't get hurt, and I'm just telling you, like, God is so good. It's time to meet Mike and give him poor little Joy here. I heard a twang, and then locked up. That was that. I just don't have the legs yet at high altitude. It's Tuesday. Just haven't acclimated back yet, and I have to be patient with that. So I got through basically the first set at VO2 and crashed kind of in the second interval, meaning I just couldn't turn the legs over at the right cadence anymore. So I've exited out of that program, and I'm going to ride 32 more minutes at aerobic pace. I just, sometimes you have to pull the plug because the stuff just isn't there. Trying to force the body to train through it and make it worse.
She's back! Alright. Gonna have to get some nail polish. Gussy up the scar marks. Sorry, Joy.
Who am I that the highest king would welcome me? I was lost with
Whack-a-mole! Different day, different part that hurts.
his love for me. Who the sun sets free, who is free indeed. I'm a child of God, yes I am. Free at last, he has ransomed me, his grace runs deep. While I was a slave to sin, Jesus died for me. Yes, he died for me. Who the sun
Look at that! Oh, Lord, you are such an artist.
I'm a child of God, yes I am. In my Father's house, there's a place for
I'm excited to say my legs feel like they're back today. Yeah. Race day's 4 days away.
I am chosen, not forsaken. I am who you say I am. You are for me, not against me.
Walking to the pool this morning. Yay, things are greening up around these parts finally. Rough day yesterday. That's part of life, isn't it? Emergency that I had to deal with. To the swimming pool to just do some easy laps.
I am who you say I am. Who the sun sets free, oh, is free indeed. I'm a child of God, yes I am. In my Father's house, there's a place for me. I'm a child of God, yes I am. In my Father's house, there's a place for me. I'm a child of God, yes I am.